Hi, this is Mr. Dang. For today's Friday Functions video, I'll be exploring the concurrent function, which just came out in Power Apps. From the formula reference page, I click into the concurrent function to find out more information. I think it's an easy formula to understand what it does. It just runs these different actions in parallel, multiple actions at the exact same time. What's going to be useful to you is finding out, when do I actually use this? That's what I'll be going over in this video. The most common scenario for using the concurrent function is to take heavy actions like collecting data from a data source into a local collection and running all of those at the same time rather than waiting for one to finish and then going on to the next one. When order does not matter, that's where concurrent is used. So I've copied part of that formula into a button so that we can simulate this. I've added a button for clearing it as well. I can wrap concurrent around all of the actions that I want to run at the same time. Right now, each of those actions is separated by a semicolon, indicating they're going to be run in order. But within the concurrent function, anything separated by a comma is going to be run in parallel. So I'll clear this collection. I'll click my On Visible button, and I quickly receive my information. This is much faster than if I were to wait for one collection to finish collecting and then moving on to another. Another heavy task that is perfect for concurrent is writing data. Here, I have a simple 3-screen app where this button is going to be submitting this form, and then writing a task in Wunderlist. Instead of doing those actions one at a time, I could use concurrent to run them both at the same time. Like before, rather than separating these actions by a semicolon, separating them by a comma will cause them both to run at the same time. Another great location for the concurrent function is the onSuccess property of a form. So when the form is successfully submitted, it'll typically go back to the previous screen, but here is a great location where you could stick all the flows that you want to run and wrap them around with concurrent so that they all run at the same time. So the concurrent function is great for getting data, writing data, actions in the onSuccess property of a form. You could also read up more on how to create a race scenario, and in each of these situations, the order doesn't matter. But what if you wanted to maintain a little bit of order within your function? Well, let's say you have 3 sets of actions: set 1, set 2, and set 3. Within set 1, you have 3 actions that do need to proceed in order, but at the same time, they don't interfere with the actions for set 2, so they could be run in parallel, and the same goes for set 3. Well, you can create a scenario like this inside Power Apps with the concurrent function. Here, I've got a spelling app where students build words, and when a word is written, 2 sets of actions are performed. The first set of actions do need to proceed in order within itself, and the second set of actions has actions that do also need to proceed in order within itself. But set 1 and set 2 do not need to go in order, so here's where I could use the concurrent function to save some time and be more performant. I start with concurrent at the top and close the parenthesis at the bottom. And instead of using that semicolon between the sets, I use a comma inside that concurrent function. This separates the first set from the second set. And semicolons can be added to add more actions within the first set of actions, and the same with the second set. So you can get some really complex and powerful scenarios using concurrent with maintaining order. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more interesting Power Apps, please subscribe.